Okay, we getting through, honey. We getting through. So, couple number 4, I believe, is Chelsea and Yamir. So here they are real quick. Okay, so Chelsea is 25. She is from Galesburg, Illinois, and Yamir is 28, and he is from Nicaragua. Okay, so I guess Chelsea does volunteer work, so that's why she traveled to Nicaragua. She was doing volunteer work. Yamir is actually in a famous pop group called My La Vox in Nicaragua. So they met, I guess they got engaged right away. Yamir's band manager, Gabriel, sees him like a son. And so he's very skeptical about the move to US. He kind of like has a moment where he's talking to Chelsea and Yamir about this, and it gets a little intense. So then in one of the first episodes, they do like this press conference, right? I think it was just about them doing a tour or releasing a single, something like that. Anyways, so Gabriel decides to announce about Yamir and Chelsea's plan to move to the U.S. And everybody's cheering for him, but they saw it as him kind of like throwing him under the bus, kind of airing out the laundry when they didn't really discuss beforehand that he could do that. So then she really starts to feel bad about the whole thing. She wants to be with him, but she doesn't want him to be in a position of basically choosing her or the band or her and his family, all that. So, it's very emotional when they're leaving to the airport at the end of episode 3. Then we get episode 4. Fun fact, Chelsea does this volunteer work, right? So she actually speaks very good Spanish. I was very impressed, and it kind of sounds like a white person trying to speak Spanish, but then it's also like she gets some of those little, the rolling of the R's and all of that. She does really good. Anyway, so episode 4, now they're landing in the U.S. They're going to be staying with her parents to save money since neither of them have a job. And he can't work for a while anyways. So, pretty sure Chelsea's parents are like helping her out with this whole little wedding thing. So now they're looking for rings. And then Yamir is trying to find out whether he's still in Milovox or not. I thought that with him moving, to a different country, that he automatically was like making that decision himself. So I don't know why it came as such a shock when he finds out, well, no, they're moving on without you. They found another singer. You know what I mean? Anyways, but he was very hurt about it. So anyways, he decides that he does still want to pursue his music career, which he's also still doing in the reunion. He said he's still trying to pursue it. He ends up sending his music to some producers in Chicago. That's like the closest, biggest city to them, but it is still 3 hours away. So he gets a call back. He goes to this meeting in Chicago with some producers, and they're basically like, you're going to have to move here if you really want to be successful with your career. So then he talks to Chelsea about it. She talks to her mom about it, and they decide that maybe right now is not the right time, but that they're going to revisit it in the future and whatever, what have you. But like I said, he's still pursuing it. So that's good for him, I guess. I don't know what ends up happening with that. Hopefully we'll get an update in a later season or something like that. And then episode 10, they get married and Yamir's family arrives for the wedding, so they were able to come for that. I actually really like this couple. They're very young. They're very passionate. I feel like they really do. They were more of one of the realer relationships to me. So I don't know. High hopes for them as well. And we'll see where they end up. Hopefully we get another update in a later season or something like that. Anyways, catch me on the next video. It is coming pretty soon here because I'm trying to get through this. We got two more couples to go. All right.